Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to English Case-Based Learning by PPD Selangau, PPD Muka, and Sarawak Energy Berhad. The first topic for today is critical and analytical thinking. Boys and girls, for your information, critical and analytical thinking is very important for us, especially when we face problem or case in our daily life. It helps us to make good and correct decisions. Before I start, I want to ask you two questions. Any one of you here loves superhero story? Who is your favorite superheroes? You may type in the chat or you may tell your teacher. Now, I would like to begin with a real-life superhero story. This story happened in Thailand in 2018. On 23rd of July 2018, a group of footballers went into a cave to celebrate one of their friends' birthday. Suddenly, rain started and the cave was flooded. All of the boys and their coach was trapped in the cave. Their family reported about their missing to the police and authority, and their case spread around the world. So the authority gathered cave divers experts around the world to help them to find the boys. It took 10 days before British divers found the boys. After they found the boys, these experts sat together and discussed about three options they could take. The first one, the boys are trained to dive through the flooded area of the cave. But it is very dangerous because they are not trained divers and they could panic. Panic can cause death. Number two, they pump out the water and wait for the water level to recede naturally, but it will take at least 4 months and they will worry about the boys' health and well-being. Number three, find spot on the mountain and drill to make a hole from above. But it too will take at least 1 month and they were all worried about the boys. After the discussion, they decided to let the boys dive out by the help of experienced divers and using full mask oxygen. To avoid panic, the boys were sedated or put to sleep before they were carried out. According to one diver, this is the most dangerous rescue mission in the world. It has never been done before, but it was the best option for the boys. So they took the risk and succeeded to bring all of them out alive. So boys and girls, how do you think they managed to get the best solution to rescue the boys? First, they analyzed the situation. They analyzed the cave. They called up the geologists to analyze the cave. And after they located the boys, they come together and all these expert divers discuss and brainstorm every possible solution and came up with one improvised innovative solution plan. And finally, they execute their plan. So that is how they use their analytical and critical thinking in solving this case. Now let us look at these pictures. What do you think about this situation? How can this situation cause harm to individual or community? Do you think this situation is okay for you and me? If it is not okay, then it is a case that we can solve. Now let us see what is analytical thinking. Analytical thinking is used to solve problems that may not have obvious solution or have several variables. Means you have few options, so you have to analyze which option is the best. It is used before we start to think critically. There's 5 types of analytical thinking or analytical skill. First one is communication. We communicate with our friends, with our group members to find the best solution. Number 2 is creativity. When you brainstorm, you come up with the best solution, best and creative solution. The third one is critical thinking. The third one is critical thinking. And number 4 is data analysis. You analyze the data. You get the data from the correct sources and you analyze it with your group member. And number 5 is to do research. For the boys' case, they collect data from the geologists who went to the cave before. Now let us see steps of analytical thinking. How can we practice? How can we apply analytical thinking? First, break the case or situation into a smaller and manageable size. Number 2, compare the data from different sources by looking from different points of view. Means when you look at the case, few of you in your group, some of you in your group discuss together, one person see it from your different of view, and then collaborate, work together to give the best solution, to decide the best solution. Number 3, search for pattern, trend, cause, and effect. For example, in the case of the stray dog just now, find what caused the dog to be stray, why they didn't have home, and what is the effect of this. What? For example, it can harm people, it can harm the kids. And finally, number 4, draw appropriate conclusion to conclude that yes, this is the case that we wanted to solve. It is important to solve because of what? And finally, critical thinking. What is critical thinking? Critical thinking is intellectual discipline process. It employs logic and reasoning, and it is used to determine the best way to interpret information and make a sound judgment. These are the steps to develop critical thinking when you are solving your case. Number 1, stop and think. Determine what's going on and what are you trying to accomplish. Set your goal. What do you want to achieve? Number 2, recognize assumption. For this step, you have to know and you have to distinguish, you have to differentiate facts from opinion. Which one is fact and which one is opinion? And make sure you are solving the right problem. For example, you want to raise awareness about rabies. So you are only search the facts about rabies, not about dengue. Number 3 is evaluate the information. What are the information needed? What kind of data? How many rabies cases in that year, in this year, in Selangau, in Muka, or in Sarawak? You don't find information that was 10 years ago. It is not valid anymore. Number 4 is to draw the conclusion based on the evidence. Now you know that there are 10,000 rabies case in Sarawak, for example. This is just example. So you get the evidence from the internet and you draw the conclusion, yes, this is the problem, this is the case that we wanted to solve, and plan your action. What do you need? Do you need people to support you? Do you need more data from the internet? Do you need your family, your father or mother to support you, to give their testimony? So state the resources that you might need. This is critical thinking question. You may want to use all these questions, these thinking tools, to help you to analyze your case and to solve your case. All the best, everyone. Thank you.